Cooking chicken?
Stop breathing.
Dick.
Now, no Novocaine. It dulls the senses.
Something spoiled.
So too.
The tower spoiled.
Right.
This is the spoiler review of the Dark Tower, the adaptation of Stephen King's movie. So we don't care if you've seen the movie or not. Just know that there's going to be spoilers. The Dark Tower is the film adaptation of the Stephen King book series. I don't know if it's fair to say it's an adaptation, actually.
I don't know. I didn't read the books.
I've not read a single page of a single Stephen King novel. But my wife read, all the books, and she suggested to anyone who hasn't read the books that they go see the movie first, and then read all the. I don't know how many there are. It's like
I think there's 8 stories.
Okay.
8 books, but there's a lot.
it's been considered Stephen King's opus. It's the one story that he continues to go back to. He's very proud of it. It's very important to him. Surprisingly, he signed off on this movie. Now, I didn't think that the movie was bad. I thought it was. Nah.
Well, I thought Tom Taylor was a really good choice for the young Harry Potter, and I thought McConaughey was going to be fantastic as Voldemort. He did not disappoint, but I got to tell you, Elba really was a bad casting for Ron Weasley. I didn't see that at all.
Right. In all seriousness, of course, with the there's always going to be talk of casting. Roland was sort of loosely based on the Clint Eastwood old gunslinger, and they were talking about, well, Elba is an actor of color. They had the same discussion about him playing Bond. For what he was given to work with, I thought he did an amazing job. I do agree. I thought that Tom Taylor as Jake Chambers was fantastic. He basically carried the movie. He was the vehicle for the movie.
I made my reference to Harry Potter for a reason, because, and this is me not being somebody who likes fantasy or sci-fi all that much. What I liked about Harry Potter is it was very easy to understand the rules of that universe.
Right.
I found the rules of this Stephen King universe to be pretty confusing, up to and including the fact that you kill demons with bullets. There was some reference to Excalibur. Was there? Did I miss it? Was there some?
Excalibur was melted down and made into bullets.
Okay.
I don't think that's what Roland was using.
No, he bought more bullets in New York. So.
Yeah.
So he was just using bullets.
But he doesn't kill with bullets. He doesn't kill with his gun. He kills with his heart.
Yeah, I didn't buy that. I just didn't buy that.
I really felt like on the one hand the book series was required reading in order to be able to enjoy this movie, but
I agree.
I can't help feeling like had I read the books, I would have been sorely disappointed. It felt like a 90-minute fan film.
I agree. That's exactly what I was thinking, because there are some books that they adapt from movies, and I think Harry Potter is one of them, where they appreciate the audience that's never seen it before, and they say, "I want to tell this story to an audience that doesn't know anything about Harry Potter," and then the real fans are out there saying, "Hey, this isn't true to form," changing the story. But Lord of the Rings didn't. That was made for the fans. An excruciating 3-hour movie, one after the other. Detail that the fans love, but I'm not. And I guess if you were, you could become a fan of the stories by watching those films. I'm not dissing, Lord of the Rings.
The original Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Peter Jackson trilogy, I did enjoy it immensely. Didn't read a single page of those books either. From what I understand, given the fan following that the books have, they must be written competently. I don't see the movie being successful in terms of actually being something based on the written material, or being meant for people who aren't familiar with the books. Once again, I don't think there were any big misses cinematically. I usually never complain that a movie is too short. This one was too short. The demons that popped out in the forest, popped through the little window that attacked the kid, and Roland had to shoot and stabbed him against the tree trunk. What were those? I'm sure if I was a big fan of the books, I would know exactly what they were. There wasn't really a big explanation as to what those things were, and we only saw the 2 of them. So they were. It seemed like they were being introduced to be seen later on, and we never saw them again.
We never saw them later on. This is where I really struggle. Was Elba supernatural? gunslinger? Was he supernatural? At times he seemed like he could fly.
He had to be supernatural. Right? He could be hurt, but he could fall several stories. His gunplay was sick, spilling the bullets into the gun the way he did.
I mean, that was what was fun about the movie. So I actually think if I was a kid going to this movie on a Saturday afternoon, it would have been a great movie to see on a Saturday afternoon. I don't know. I didn't understand the rules of it. I didn't know was that supernatural? Were we supposed to believe that he is? And were his villains? We knew McConaughey was
Walter.
Walter, I'm sorry, was
Walter.
A very very menacing name for the most dangerous warlock on. I got to ask you: could there be anything sexier than a sweaty Matthew McConaughey in a black silk shirt carrying a ball of fire? That was.
Well, apparently you haven't seen Magic Mike.
All right, fair enough. I liked it, but I just didn't. I didn't quite understand it, and I don't think it's because I wasn't paying attention. And I get a little frustrated that I have to read the books to understand the story.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because the movie wasn't made for me, but I got to figure they want to introduce Dark Tower to a whole new audience. So, if you're not explaining the rules of the universe,
right?
And maybe the fans out there will have a different.
Well, I mean, on a later episode, we'll have to ask Tony.
Yeah.
He's a third member who you haven't seen yet, who has read the book series, exactly what some of the things mean. In a conversation with him, he said that this movie wasn't an adaptation per se. It's more or less a sequel. They did make a small reference in the movie to the fact that this is all cyclical, that it keeps happening over and over again.
Okay.
And that was something I was listening for that because I had that conversation with Tony before I saw the movie. Let's actually shift gears and talk about a few things that actually did work.
Okay.
I think that they cast well. I thought that Idris Elba as Roland was a good choice, but you can put him in nearly anything and he works.
He's got a fantastic voice.
Right, and he has screen presence for days. McConaughey as the Man in Black. Once again, you probably could have put him in either role. Probably could have interchanged their roles. Actually, you could have had Idris Elba as Man in, or I guess he'd be the Black Man.
Well, there you have it. From the Dark Tower.
I will say that where it did work, the casting was good. I thought that McConaughey seemed to have some fun moments. I don't think that there were a lot of moments on the page for him to have fun. I do wonder why, of all the evil, menacing things that he could do, he decided to pan fry some chicken in front of Jake's mom and stepdad. That was truly evil.
Right, it was cruel. Just absolutely.
We don't have chicken in my world.
No, I liked him in it. I'd make jokes, but actually, I thought the lead actors were all good.
There were a few moments that the first time I kind of laughed out loud was when Roland went to the hospital. That scene was genuinely funny in a few places. The other scene that I thought they had actually touched the heartstrings was when Roland was comforting Jake after found out his mother was killed by Walter.
Right. Is there an open carry permit in New York City? Because Elba had it. I mean, seriously,
it's New York City, though.
Yeah, it's a good point. Everyone carries a gun there. Maybe not so boldly.
Colt 45s,
okay,
belts of ammo. But he's wearing the long coat.
Yeah.
The coat was fantastic. I got to get one of those coats. That coat was outstanding. To sum up my review, I would have to say a leisurely stroll.
Okay.
So we have epic journey, fun ride, leisurely stroll, wasted trip, and for me this was probably a leisurely stroll.
I won't fight you on that. We'll call it a leisure.
All right, guys, looking for your opinions. Make your comments below the video, and if you want more, like I said, we're going to be doing this hopefully once every week or once every couple weeks.
Our cast will change and switch and swap, but we'll be bringing you more content.
Please subscribe.